We're live. We're live. What's up, everybody? This is Coach Stokes, Stokeshouse Boxing Academy. You got to stay ready. So you ain't worry about getting ready. We definitely are staying ready with today's very special guest. I'm going to let you know who it is. He has a lot of hats in the game of boxing. But he's known, if you want to go by his title, as the Director of Marketing for Title Boxing. But he does many things such as fighter outreach and definitely product development. Someone that knows the sport, that knows exactly what we fighters need and coaches need. Man, I'm going to go with his motto as well. And, I think if he doesn't have a brand on this or something on it, I think I might have to steal this. But he always says, I always put fighters first because I was a fighter first. My man, Doug Ward. How you doing, Doug?
Thanks, Coach. Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, man. I'm glad to have you on my show. Could you please tell everyone, about you, Doug? I mean, just basically, how'd you get into the game of boxing?
I actually started, I watched the 96 Olympics, saw Ray Leonard, and I was like, I got to do that. I got to get into this. I got to get a piece of what that's like. And that got me started in the game. So I started amateur boxing when I was 15. I've been in the sport for 38 years and have played about every role you could play. Had my gym, trained fighters, managed professional fighters, promoted shows. And I've been in the equipment business for 12 years now. So it's great. It's like I say, I feel like everything that I've done so far has just culminated into the role I play now, what I'm focused on.
Going back to where you come from, where you come from, where were you born and bred?
I was from a small town in Iowa, but did a lot of the fighting around the Davenport area. Michael Nunn was big at the time.
Man, Michael Nunn was like one of my favorite fighters back then.
He was slick, dude.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yes.
So I think I fought in one of his tournaments that he had back then, but all in and around the Des Moines area and all that was kind of my stomping ground.
Okay. You have so many hats, but Director of Marketing, how is that hat? I mean, how's that career? I mean, is it challenging? I know it can turn in a matter of seconds. I mean, talk to us about that.
It's challenging, but in a fun way. I mean, I love the sport. How else can you make a living 24/7 doing what you love? Yes. I mean, and being in boxing without getting punched, figuring a way to make money doing that, I'm all for it. That's the route to go.
Right. People are.
So yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and I get to do a little bit of everything. We got our web team, we've got our design team, we've got our product development team, we've got all of our photo and video is done here. So just being involved in the creative and that takes us out into the gym with the fighters and the coaches and right in the front lines where the guys are in the trenches making things happen. So, what a beautiful thing.
I do have a question, Doug. Is it difficult separating the front end of boxing when you was a fighter vice the back end, the business side? Is it hard to separate?
Sorry, somebody called me while you were talking.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. But my question to you was the back end of boxing, where it's the paperwork, the rigorous things that we got to do, vice the front end where you're on the front lines. Is it hard to separate those two?
It's really not. Again, I feel like everything I've done up to this point has led me here. I did take a break from boxing for a while. It wasn't my full-time job. I worked for a jewelry company, running the marketing department, managed about 30 people. And so I was very much on the organizational, managerial side of things. So I actually trained fighters at night at that time. So I wasn't retired from the sport, but it certainly wasn't my day job.
Yes.
So I think doing that, and once you've done something like that, it's a little bit more laborious and more mind work and Excel spreadsheets and Word documents and all that stuff. Once you've done all that, you can come back into the boxing world and get into the nuts and bolts of the sport. It just makes this seem easy.
Got you. Was there ever a time that you can think back where you had a moment where you say, you know what, to hell with boxing, I'm done with it? We all go through it.
Well, I think
every time.
Well, that was going to be my answer. I think everybody thinks that on a weekly basis, even if it's just split seconds. Going, man, is this worth it? This is a lot of work, for little or no pay. It's a lot of volunteerism, and and all of the politics that come with amateur and professional boxing. All of the snakes and sharks that tend to reside within the sport. We know there's plenty of those, and we've all come in contact with it. So sure, there are always those times where you run into it and go, man, I don't know if it's worth it. But at the end of the day, you put your head on the pillow and you realize the good you're doing and the fun things that are still part of the sport and the purity of it that exists. And you come back around the next day going, okay, I'm ready to recharge and ready to go again.
Got you. You work for Tidal. I mean, you're part of the brand, but you have a lot of competitors out there. I'm seeing, man, you name it. I'm seeing all types of brands coming out when it comes to boxing paraphernalia. How do you feel when it comes to being involved, but all these other small brands or big brands, whatever the case may be, out there in the atmosphere? How is the competition? How do you feel?
Well, it's competition. So coming from the sport, I love the competition. That's what I'm about. I'm about the challenge and put your skills up against mine. Let's see who's better. At the same time, you kind of got to embrace that because those people are kind of challenging you on a daily basis. And you got to think, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the smart thing? Is there a better mousetrap out there? So they keep you on your toes. So I love the competition. I love the race.
Okay. Spoken like a true fighter. I do want to ask you this though. You get a lot of people that look for sponsorship or they don't know which way to go about it. What do sponsors look for when it comes to sponsoring, such as title boxing, when it comes to amateur or professional athletes?
Well, that's a good question. It's a myriad of things. I think one, we want people that are organically using our product in the first place because there's then a real partnership, a real relationship. I can't think of a time we've gone out and solicited an athlete and said, will you just wear our stuff and we'll pay you X dollars? We don't do that. It just, we want it to be real. We want to have some guts and again, be organic because then it feels right. And it's more fun because then you're working with people that back your product, that believe in your product. And then you in turn believe in that fighter and want to support them. So I think that's key. Obviously, we look to some degree at their reach, their social media reach, where they're at in the boxing community, what they're doing. Are they doing good things? Are they good representative of the brand?
Right.
Are they giving back to the sport in some way? So there's a lot of things that we got skin in the game. We're not afraid to support some gyms and do some good outreach and things like that. But that person that we're then associating with and partnering with, they need to have the same mindset. They have to be in the sport for all the right reasons. And that's to help each other succeed and to be a good representative and be a good brand ambassador.
Got you. Listen, people out there, you just heard from the pro himself. I want to ask you about some upcoming fights and just your opinion. Okay. Spence versus Garcia.
Man, I don't see it. That Spence is a big mountain to climb. That kid, I bumped into him a couple times, and he's a big guy. He's big for his size. Yeah. And Garcia is not. He's already coming up a couple weight divisions, so that's going to be tough for him. I just think Spence is a unique fighter. He's got a unique skill set, and he's a force to be reckoned with right now. I just don't see him getting upset by somebody that's coming up from another division.
Okay. Joshua.
If I were a welterweight, I'd find another division to play in.
Hey, a lot of people are doing that. Really.
You can't blame them,
Yeah. Joshua versus Miller.
It's got to be Joshua. I mean, he's a physical presence. He does have all the tools. Nobody's exposed many weaknesses in him yet. He's been dropped once, maybe twice. You've been hurt a couple times, but until somebody really exposes him on some level for more than a minute of a round, he's gonna be tough to beat.
Okay, I'm gonna throw something out there, a super fight that I hope that does happen. I think you might know what I'm talking about, but Spence and Crawford, if it ever happens.
Spence and Crawford, man, that's a decent fight. It's almost a 50-50 fight. I mean, that's the one guy just based on styles. And, Terrence he's got that junkyard dog in him. If you back him into a corner, he's going to fight and bite his way out of there. So he's probably the one guy I would say that Spence would not walk through him, and he'd give him all that he could take for 12 solid rounds.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be a barn burner, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, brother. You ready to go 12 rounds with Coach Stokes? Can you
Well,
still
I
do it?
hope.
All right, man. All right. Ding, ding. Doug, you're on a mountain in Alaska on a bus going 100 miles per hour, going down a very steep slope. Where are you sitting on the bus?
I'm sitting right in the front because then I can see what's happening.
Okay. All right. All right. All right, Doug, on the video game fight night, who do you pick to whoop ass with if you pick anybody?
I got to go with Ray Leonard. Again, he was my motivation getting into this sports, and he's just he's my greatest fighter of all time, whether he actually has that moniker widespread. He's my favorite fighter of all time. He's my number one.
Oh, yeah, he definitely, he's one of the greatest. What animal would you describe yourself as?
A monkey.
Monkey, okay, all right, all right. Duran Duran or The Clash?
I'd be more like the Cool in the Gang.
Cool. Oh, okay. All right. Hey, that's cool.
I'm not a rock guy.
Okay. I'm sorry because I saw a picture of you that you put up during the '80s, man, and you look so 80s. Huh?
Yeah, I look like I could have been a part of a rock band. Then,
so I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. Please forgive me on that one right there.
All good. All
right. Your favorite car right now?
My favorite car. I drive a Saturn Sky and I love it.
Okay.
It's a nice little sporty car. I can get in and out of places quickly and leave some dust behind if I need to.
Definitely. The fight that happened between Chavez and Taylor, should that fight ever been stopped?
You know, you got to give it to the referee. He's the final call in the ring. They're going to make mistakes. You know, I've heard things said that before that there's been some research done and you know, it was a good call. Obviously he was never the fighter the same after that fight. Taylor wasn't. He never again reached that same kind of capacity mentally or physically. Yeah. So you got to think it took that much out of him. So based on that, what difference would a few seconds make?
Right.
You know,
right.
Just in the fight, give the fighters err on the side of safety. Again, fighters first.
That's right.
Err on the side of safety, and you know, hopefully he's got enough left to fight again another day.
That's right. Great answer. Nike or Adidas?
Adidas.
Okay. Emmanuel Stewart or Angelo Dundee?
Ooh, I got to go with Manning. I think he's just had a little bit more technical knowledge about the sport.
Yeah.
You know, he's just you know, he's had that many world champions. You got to judge based on the guys he created from the start, not guys that he acquired after they were already world champions or had already established themselves. He brought guys up from the amateurs all the way through.
Yes. Killers.
Yeah.
Oh,
you got to be able. Yeah, you got to be able to teach your fighter from the basics to be a really great trainer.
Yeah, that's right. Pedicure or arch your eyebrows?
I guess pedicure.
My wife. That's from my wife. So my wife just threw that in there. So that's not me, man.
Just to get if I'm in touch with my feminine side, right?
Hey, Mayweather or Whitaker?
Oh wow, that's a tough one. I think if you go with the younger Floyd, I'd have to go with him.
Yeah.
Not Floyd later that become more of a counter puncher and a little bit more safety first fighter.
Pretty boy.
Pretty boy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was just a little bit more aggressive then. He still had all the hand speed and the defensive skills, but I think he was a little bit more aggressive and just relied on his you know, coming forward a little bit more.
Okay. All right. Championship rounds, 11th and 12th coming up.
All right.
Android or iPhone?
iPhone.
And the last one, if you got to pick, if you're coming out and you about to get ready and turn pro, you got to pick one of the three: Golden Boy, Top Rank, or PBC.
Wow. I think PBC. They've got the coverage right now. They got the networks in their pocket. They have a little bit more opportunities to move you along and get you on a card and get you in front of the TV audiences. They've got more TV spots. Comes down to that. Ding, ding. You won by unanimous decision. You made it.
Hey, Doug, I really appreciate it. I just want to ask you a couple more questions before we wrap.
Yeah.
What is your message to the world, man? You know, just one thing that you want to leave everybody with.
I go back to the golden rule. People all the time is like, why do you give so much to the sport? Why are you involved? Why do you seem to do the right things? It's just, I just treat people like I want to be treated. If I were in that coach's position where he's struggling to keep his gym open, if I were in that position, how would I want people to interact with me and help me out and support my program? Yeah. So it's just that kind of thing. I live by the golden rule: do unto others you wanted them to do unto you.
Very good, very good. Do you have any things coming up in the future? Anything's planned?
We've always got stuff planned. I mean, we're constantly attending tournaments. I'm going to be at the Arnold Classic this weekend. We got USIBA, the Collegiate Championships next month, followed by the Title Nationals after that. We got all that going on. We got several photo shoots and video shoots going on. We got a new line of Muhammad Ali gear that's coming out.
Oh, wow.
You see
hey, that? Okay, look nice.
Is that slick looking, huh?
That is.
So we've been in partnership with them 3 years, and we just signed another 3-year deal with them. So we're going to launch an entire new round of equipment coming out here within the next couple of weeks, and just always innovating in the industry. We're trying to come up with the next, product design that's just going to help fighters gain their better skills and become a little bit more intuitive into the ring. And anything we can do like that, we have fun with.
Definitely. What are your social media handles for everyone that would like to get in contact with you, or email or however?
It's all Title Boxing across the board. Title Boxing, don't not be confused with the Title Boxing clubs, but Title Boxing. And then my own personal one is Doug Ward Official.
Got you. Everybody, this is Coach Stokes, Stokeshouse Boxing Academy. You got to stay ready so you ain't worry about getting ready with today's very special guest, Mr. Doug Ward of Title Boxing. But most importantly, man, he's just one of my brothers of the boxing fraternity, man, that understands what's going on. So this is Coach Stokes, and we out.